Okay, Acoustic Bliss. Let's go drinking. When these shoes were new, it was how do you do? It was whiskey and telling your tale. When my shirt was clean, I was there to be seen. I had clear eyes and my sight never failed. And all of my brothers that I've met on the way, they were drinking by night, they were drinking by day. Now restore to my eyes what was clear and was bright, and take me out drinking tonight. Whoa, take me out drinking tonight. Now bluebells and matches and stains on the table, and the sweet smell of the luscious woodbine. Well, Mr. McEwen, you will be my ruin, I said, but I don't really mind. And all of my brothers that I've met on the way, they were drinking by night, they were drinking by day. Now restore to my eyes what was clear and was bright, and take me out drinking tonight. Whoa, take me out drinking tonight. Well, they're still shining through all those stains on the table. Left is heavy and the other is light. Well, if it's left up to you, girl, I know what you'll do. You'll take me out drinking tonight. Whoa, take me out drinking tonight. And all of my brothers that I've met on the way, they were drinking by night, they were drinking by day. Now restore to my eyes what was clear and was bright, and take me out drinking tonight. Whoa, take me out drinking tonight.
mystery of you and me. It's colored blue on blue. We wanted more than we could give, but I couldn't see it through. And you won't believe these words from me, and still they're mine to say. I will always love you in my own crazy way. Whoa, memories of you and me are colored blue on blue. We walk. I need to start again. I forgot the words. I'll need to go again. I'll sing a different one. Sorry. I do apologize. Take the head up. This old highway's getting longer, and it seems there ain't no end in sight. Sleep would be best, but I just can't afford the rest. I've got a ride to Denver tomorrow night. I called the house and no one answers. For the last few weeks, no one's been home. I guess she's through with me. To tell the truth, I just can't see what kept the woman holding on so long. And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle is getting cold, and I'm much too young to feel this damn old. My cards are on the table with no aces in the hole, and I'm much too young to feel this damn old. The competition's getting younger. Bronx, you know I can't recall. A worn out tape with a Duffy gypsy band. Lonely women and bad booze seem to be the only friends that I have at all. And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle is getting cold, and I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Cards are on the table, there's no aces in the hole, and I'm much too young to feel this damn hole. much too young to feel this damn old.
Oh, I hate this machine. Ah! It's even worse now. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, Brian in Canada. Sorry, everybody. And I definitely didn't want to do that tonight because I really wanted tonight to be lovely. I think it will be. And I actually planned originally, I wasn't going to be seen at all because I didn't know whether I could be seen. I didn't know whether I would be a mess. So anyway, I am a mess, but I just didn't have the time to make lots of transitions and make it so I couldn't be here. And there was always a risk that if I went for what am I doing? There was always a risk that if I went for no picture but a voice, you'd get me anyway, so I couldn't like do it naked or standing on my head or anything. Anyway, I'm a bit wobbly, a little bit shaky because this is really important. Well, every week's important, but this week's really important to me because I wanted to find a way of, well, that we could all be together online, and because I know there's a lot of people listening all over the place, and just to say some words about our lovely friend Mike McDonald. I'm not going to speak. I have actually got some things that I've prepared, and but I also thought it would be a really nice opportunity to say, you know, to sort of celebrate all the people that we've lost from Bliss over the years, and as we're sort of coming out of this strange time in the world, it just, I don't know, it just felt now. And Moira actually made, last year, she made a slideshow called Gone But Not Forgotten, and it just never seemed a good time last year to do it. But I feel like this week's it. So it's not, it isn't going to be me pulling this face or worse for the next couple of hours. I don't know how long it's going to last. I've chosen some songs and things, not to pull any heartstrings or anything, but just stuff that I know that people liked. Not that you liked necessarily, but things that people liked. And there's like a, gosh, if I, you know, there's such an interesting weave of things. Oh, hold on, I think that's the kettle boiling. Right, I'll tell you what. So that, let me say the first thing. That, that first clip was the very first slideshow. That was those were just words about the people that we've lost, the people that are missing, right since, you know, we started doing gigs, and then through Bliss at various places up until now. And now our first performer tonight was Ewan, and what a singer, what a voice. And I liked that because I was, just as I was starting to go into myself, into a little knotted bundle, he said, oh, that's it, I'm not doing that anymore, and broke it. So that was lovely. Anyway, so it's not going to be, it's not deliberately set out to upset. I really don't want, I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate because we have to, don't we? And when I actually look back at all these amazing people, it just made me feel very glad and very proud, and it's all we can do. It's all I can do anyway. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to try and cheer myself up. So what I've tried to do is I've selected songs that either there was a connection, or I knew that the person liked. And there isn't time for a song for everybody, but you know, I'm gonna have to tell you. I'm gonna butt in and tell you. But anyway, that aside, I found this, and one of the people that we lost a couple of years ago was a really massive part of Bliss, and I'm sure all of you watching will remember him. Unforgettable, and he was a lot of fun as well. He was a very clever man, actually. Anyway, this is the inimitable, the delectable. Come on, where is it? If I can find it. Is that it here? No, it's here. It's this one. It's this one. Right. So forgive me for my grievous technical abilities and for the kettle, but here we go. Enjoy this. No, don't enjoy it. Is it that lot? Don't enjoy. Oh, there it is. That wasn't the joke, by the way. This is the joke.
So, is anybody... Right, come on then. Now, I did... Chloe, hello. Right, now I did tell... We've got some new people in tonight, and I did say anything goes, right? Now, you're in for a real treat, right? Because what's about to happen has never happened yet, all right? So, anyway, if you've just... Welcome. Oh, there we are. We're back. We're here. Welcome. On the television. Everybody's in. This is Ken Blair. Now, you've seen him. Sometimes he sings and plays, but tonight he's doing something special and different for all of you here and at home. And if Steve and Ev, if you're watching in the southwest of France, hello, bonjour. Here's Ken.
Oh, Stephen Evelyn. Bonjour. Bonsoir. Bonne journée. Eh bien, un homme de neige avait dans un magasin et il a dit à l'assistant, avez-vous les piles? Et l'assistant a dit, qu'est-ce que tu veux avec les piles? Si vous avez bonhomme de neige. Et il a dit, c'est pour ma rasoir électrique. Do you not get it? It were Market Street, Manchester, one summer night. There was only one cab in the rank. The driver was enjoying the news of the world and quietly enjoying a wank. He was dreaming that Venus was kissing his penis and shaking him, making him tired. When a waitress named Lena with tits like Sabrina came over and...
Thank you very much. He told me it was a poem in French.
No, it's a joke in French.
A joke in French. Right.
Did you not get it? No. I'm going home today to let those magazines. Have you really feel? No. A snowman goes into a shop. Have you got any batteries?
Right, you better. Right, but forget the second one.
So the snowman goes in the shop and says, have you got any batteries? And the shop assistant says, what do you want with batteries since you're a snowman? And he says, it's for my electric razor.
Boom, boom. Come on. Right, so note to self, get here earlier, set the gear up faster, plug it in quicker, know where the channels are. Right, yeah, but is it all right now, Mark? Right.
I shall even least. Right. It's a Bob Dylan song. Have you heard of Bob Dylan? He was a guy that was quite popular in the 60s and 70s and that. Sang kind of folk songs and stuff, you know. Apparently I'm standing on the wires. That's a bad thing to stand on the wires. Two. Okay, you're right there.
Ready to walk.
Can be replaced. That every distance is not here. But I remember every face of every man who said me. See my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, anyway now, I shall be released. Saving man needs protection. Every man must rise and fall. But I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above the wall. See my light come shining, sing up from the west down to the east. Any day now, anyway now, I shall be released. Yonder stands a man in this lonely town, a man who swears he's not playing. All day long I hear him cry so loud, screaming out that he was praying. See my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, anyway now, I shall be released. See my light come shining from the west down to the east.
that's our Ken, and I'm feeling a little bit calmer now, seeing his lovely face. So yeah, our Ken Blair, giving us his joke. He was very unpredictable, and because I can't remember everything that's happened 3 hours a week for the last 7 years and beyond, it always surprises me when I find little gems. Absolute stormer. So that's kind of what we're going to do tonight. And I realised, I put it in the chat, that I was planning to do this last week, but and actually it's probably just as well live stream broke, because I wasn't really fit last week. I would have been a mess, even more of a mess, because I'm quite an emotional person. You won't have noticed that. I'm quite an emotional person anyway, and you know, genuinely, when I've spent the last 18 months or so going over the archive, and I know I'm always saying what a brilliant thing it is, but you know just how many wonderful people, and I love in the clips looking at who's in the shadows, who's in the background, because there's all sorts of people. And anyway, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. So all the names of the people in that very first thing, sort of slideshow, they were all the people that I just wanted to mention in some way or other. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're celebrating, we're paying a tribute, and I'm obviously, you know, Mike's not going to be the last person that we're going to lose, and I hope that next year for sure that there'll be new people and new blood and new things and all of that. But anyway, I want to do this, and then I can put a little line, take a deep breath, and move on. So, Ken Blair, awesome. Now, my next clip, right, is I played a little bit of this a long time ago, so some of you might not have seen it. But when it's funny how clips take on different significance. So one of the names on the list was, in the pre-Bliss days, was a man called Whereever, who actually came to a few Bliss events, and I met before we even moved here, and to me he summed up so many reasons why we wanted to move to Ayrshire. So many, too many to talk about, but I found this clip, so I'm going to play it. But I just want to say that a wee story about Whereever. He would have loved this, but we obviously were invited to his funeral, and we went to his funeral. It was at the Creme, and we, unlike us, we went and sat in the room, the ante-room, the room where you go in, and we waited, and we were quite amazed because we seemed to be really early, which is not like us. And anyway, you know, because obviously we knew him kind of socially and through some of the things like I'm going to show you a clip of, and so I didn't expect to know everybody, but people started to arrive, and anyway, it became clear that we didn't know anybody, and people started to stare at us, and then a group of people came in who seemed to be the family. They certainly, that, you know, and they were staring at us, and we realised, well, we don't really know anybody. And so we had to leave. We were so embarrassed, we left. And I have to tell you, we went to the wrong funeral, because it wasn't at the Creme. I'd misread the text, it was at the cemetery. And he would have laughed his blooming head off, because we were at this. I'm so embarrassed. So we legged it. We had to leave the building and leg it. And so we missed his funeral and his tea, because we got the wrong time and the wrong place. He'd have loved that, right? Serendipity. So anyway, this is a clip from a long time ago, because Bliss was going then at this time, but we also used to run some outside events, and we just had a ball. And this is a band who was introduced to us by Mike McDonald, because he used to do the sound for them. So this is Jimmy Wolfe, and they came to Boroughfields, blew everybody away. We had them, invited them to this event at Kirkmichael, and this is them. and I think you might see a bit of dancing from me and the man in question. So here we go. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Now, I'm not dwelling on anything. I'm going to try and keep it all positive and try and... because that's what celebrating people's lives is about, isn't it? And so that was me. We rap. I can hardly recognise myself, actually. And not least, bottle of beer, dancing, and we used to spin round. In fact, the very first time I met him, we went to this thing which we just had never experienced before, which was a village hall dance. I mean, we really, you know, Mark and I had never seen the like, with a break, with food, you know, beautiful homemade food, including, Mark would never get over this, would be a dowed off meat feast spread of cooked meat. I still think about it now. I don't, because I'm veggie, but he, you know, and after the whatever, I don't know, I can't remember whether there was some sort of, I don't know if it was a quiz or something, and then afterwards there was a disco, and I was very drunk, and I threw Whereever by accident across the shiny, you know, the shiny village hall falls. Firm friends after that. So, hey, let's carry on then. Now, I want to. I did mention this briefly last week, but I'm going to play something that isn't. Well, the thing I'm going to play next is just to remind you that that there are amazing musicians. Some of you are watching, but there are amazing musicians that support, join, come in, have played at Acoustic Bliss over the years, and they write beautiful music. And I've chosen this next video because I haven't played it for a long time, but it's actually from this next artist has recently won an award, and it's really pertinent because she wrote this song about losing people and missing people. And so I'm going to put this on, and well, it will speak for itself. So Katie Cross and the Amberjacks, Katie Cross and Ross, and I never know whether it's she or they, because obviously it's her name, but she plays with Ross and sometimes other bits of the band, another band, Amberjacks. Oh, for goodness sakes. Anyway, so Katie Cross won UK, I think it's UK. Oh, I should check my stuff. But she won the Country Awards, Album of the Year, and I believe it was for Bluebird. Actually, no, I'm not sure. It was the one with Bumblebee on it. Anyway, look it up. Look it up. But yeah, and that she wrote that about it's about losing someone, and yeah. So thank you, Katie. And if you're new to Acoustic Bliss and some of these names don't look familiar, please look them up. Katie Cross, you'll find her. It's Katie K-A-T-E-E Cross, and they're both with K's. Katie Cross, and the Amberjacks is the band. But you'll see Katie Cross Media online, and yeah. And I suppose it's worth saying that I am so chuffed to be able to say that Peter O'Neill, who is Katie's dad, and as a family they run the Bishop Briggs Music School. He is still with us because he was terribly ill this year, really, really seriously ill, and he recovered. And he's still recovering, but goodness, so much to celebrate. Anyway, what I'm not sure if there's any kind of I've got kind of a rhythm going, and I'm not sure if you're with it, but what I tried to do was think about the people that have contributed so much to everything right back from early on, you know, and they might be, you know, gone from this sphere, but they're not away, they're not gone, they're still here, they're still with us, So before Bliss, there were quite a few really, you know, amazing people that we met. I mean, they stayed a part of Bliss. It's just that we met them before Bliss even existed. So I mentioned Whereever, and that, you know, there's about 6 or 8 people on this list who were in the list before. So that's Rab, Bill, Maggie, Arthur, Hugh, Oz, Billy, and Martin. And we, you know, all these people, you know, we've known since the early 200s, 2000s, and yeah. So, but really, you know, part of what led us to be, you know, to have this thing called Bliss, and luckily for us, all of them came at various points to Bliss in various incarnations at different venues. It's amazing. So which brings me to my next clip, because actually one of the longest, I'm looking at that list, and one of the longest people that not the longest people but one of the people that we knew the longest was a man called Bill, and I've mentioned him in previous streams because Bill was from Newcastle and Duffy is from Sunderland, and you're not supposed to get them two mixed up. And I actually upset both of them because I thought Duffy was from Newcastle, and when he was upset, he was quite gruff. "I'm a Mackham," he said, and I had no idea. I thought I was being clever because I recognised it was northeast. Wrong. So when I met Bill, I thought I'm not going to fall into that trap again. Oh, you from Sunderland then? Oh, geez. Anyway, so Bill moved to Skye, and the last years of his life were, I mean, pretty much in paradise, really, because Skye is the most beautiful place and perfect home for a man who has done so much in his life, had such an interesting and a rich life, and rich in spirit, and and funny and all those things. Anyway, he never played. I don't seem to have any clips of him playing that I can find. He came and filmed some things. He got a camera and he did some filming, but he's not on them. So what I've done is I know that he would have loved, he did love playing with Brendan and the didge player, but it's not that long since I played that, so you have to skip back. So Brendan the didge player, but he loved this young woman. So many stories about Bill, right? But this next clip is a young woman who we met at the Boroughfields, and through that became good friends with Bill and a whole host of people. Honestly, friendships, musical, so much has come out of this amazing thing. So really, just let it.
The other day, I remembered that I quite like Nick Drake and decided I would learn a Nick Drake song. So I've never played this in public before. Hopefully that's in tune. When I was young, younger than before,
bought myself a red balloon, got a blue surprise, just heading in that red balloon. Was a needle over my eyes, took a love light from my eyes, and then to my surprise, got a blue surprise. Met his friends and you were so easy to get to know. Will we meet one another again? Oh my, I hope so.
Oh my, I hope so too. In fact, I kind of picture that somewhere all these amazing people, they're all together partying. That's what I hope. Ken's in charge of the bar. And you don't get hangovers that last a week, Steve Duncan. Anyway, hello everybody, and obviously another reason for wanting to stream, because I know we've not been able to this last couple of weeks, is because it's just so lovely that you can all talk to each other, and wherever you are in the world, because I know Cohen, I think he was in earlier, and I don't know if Brian's watching, but you know, that's, you know, Canada, Belgium, there's all of you all over the place, north, south, east, west, everywhere, and I love the fact that you chat, and I know you can message each other anyway, but it's just, you know, this is just lovely. And Moira's in the pub, and I'm sorry we're not, and Mark said you know, to say to everybody that obviously, you know, we miss everything and everyone, and we are going to come back, we just don't know quite when yet, and look, holding it together now. Bill asked me if I'm having a whiskey and hot water. I am, but without the water. So I'm raising a glass. I'm allowing it. So that was a wee clip of Mike McDonald at Aldrossan music experience, and I you know, he used to support him and Moira, his partner, his wife. You know, they used to come to quite a lot of our external events and festivals that we go to, and yeah, loved doing that, all the demos and getting all the gear out. It was a right palaver, took up loads of time, messed up the workshop, but it was all good fun, and I loved the fact that people supported us, that came. It was good fun. And I think it was Small Town Audio that did the gear in their outside tents at the Aldrossan music experience, and what a sound, fantastic. If you ever need a PA and some outdoor sound, then they're the men for you, because they are mostly men, I think. So my next video, right, because let's up it up a bit. So on my list of because that was for Bill, so on my list of pre Bliss people, Bill was on that, and like I say, but he definitely played Baran, and he would play with Brendan the, it's not a flute, is it? Oh, what do they call that thing? I told you where did you redo? Yeah. And but you know, Jalen has visited Brendan. Brendan also lived up. He became a forester. Oh, so many, honestly, tales. Maybe I should write a book. So obviously another person that we knew for a very, very, very long time, although some of these people we knew before them, was our Billy. And so we haven't really ever, we never really said anything, because it's been too hard. It's still not easy, but because I couldn't leave him out, obviously, so what we're doing is, I know that he would like this next thing, and we like it, and it'll entertain you. Now if you don't know who this is Scott McMillan, and Billy's son, and Billy was probably in the audience watching this. He loved watching both the boys play. I call them boys, they're grown men, but anyway, and Scott he's a bit like Duffy. He has to have a few beers to play, and he can take more than a few and still play. Bit of fluff here and there, but it's awesome, and his energy, love him. Here he goes, Scott. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I'm so sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, I hope I haven't turned... Are you still there? Anyway, sorry, that was a bit premature, but I can't go back to it because I don't know why that happened. Anyway, some things stay the same. So that was Scott McMillan. Sorry, I cut him off. Cut off my finished prime. I don't know what happened. I was trying to be clever, probably. So yeah, and you know, maybe what I will do, what it did make me realise is there's so much other things I could say about every single person, and maybe what we'll do is I'll think of, because I realise that there are distinct periods in Bliss's sort of tapestry of life, and so maybe what I need to do is think about that as a thing, and produce some, you know, do some things about periods in time, and you know, collate everything from that, because that would be quite, because everything's all jumbled up, isn't it? And I at the moment only really I know where it is, so perhaps I could do that. But anyway, so that was something that I know Billy would enjoy. He would come and watch Scott play, and I don't think Scott's watching at the moment, but if you did watch this ever on catch up, Scott, you when you play and you haven't had 17 pints of heavy like it's awesome. So let's find some other things. I've got plenty of loveliness. So what was really interesting as well when I was looking at stuff was there's kind of links between things and the links between people. So another person that used to come to Bliss in the early days, who we met actually at Bliss, was a man called Rory, and he also knew Bill and Jamie, who lived together, but Jamie was the DJ at the Firehouse and at the Borough-Fields, and then and more recently at the Smoking Goat, and massive vinyl collection. But Rory was met through there, and he came, and he was a really fantastic finger picker, absolutely fantastic, and he was another really clever guy, really interesting, but my thing with him, which really entertained me, was that he was living in a place in Ayr where they locked the door at a certain time, and he had to make sure he was back. I can't remember what time it was, but we made sure whenever he was there that we got him on early. Apologies to Mike Abbott and all the people I've made to wait, you know, because I was able to do that, get him on early, and then we'd have to like hook him out the door, and occasionally if we were running over, I would leave and I would drive him, you know, at kind of breakneck speed round the streets to get him in time, because he used to get locked out. And one absolutely brilliant time, I did this, huckled him out, got him there, got him in, or at least chucked him out the car, got back to the pub, and he'd left his coat. He'd put someone else's coat on, you know. Anyway, really, it would make, don't you think, would it make a film? I don't know. I can't do the chat and panic about this, and because all these people are so important, I know I look like an arse and I can't seem to manage my technology, but this is really heartfelt. I do, you know, these people, all of these people, all of you, but all of these people matter a lot to me. They're mad, and they still do. So there's one other person that we met at the right. So I've not been able to find all the stuff that I want. There is a person that we met at Borough-Fields who I can't find the track. In fact, I won't say, because if I do find it, then I'm looking for it. So Mike McDonald, who obviously is what's prompted this. That was that wee clip of him earlier, and we first met him. Well, actually, he said we met him somewhere else, and we told him to come along to Acoustic Bliss. That was probably a music night upstairs at the Market Inn. But my most vivid memories of Mike are at the Borough-Fields Cafe Bar, and you know, actually there's some pictures on Facebook where, you know, quite a few of the people I'm talking about tonight who we're featuring are all in the same picture. It's quite sobering actually, but it's also, I want to mention at this point, a man called another Billy, but we called him Flat Top Billy because he had the most amazing flat top haircut, and maybe, I don't know if there's anybody too old or too young to know the flat top haircut, but it's wonderful. My brother-in-law always used to have one, and we called him Flat Top Billy because we had Billy. So but he never played. He didn't play. In fact, when we went to the Borough he was a smoker. That's how we got to know quite a lot of random people. They didn't mind the music, and then they grew to love it. And also, when we all got kicked out of pubs and had to smoke on the pavement, we all got to be friends, and we and Flat Top Billy came to the Firehouse and to the Twar Dogs, and Billy and Flat Top Billy met sometime or other when they were in the hospital, and yeah, so we're all like this big, strange, interlinked, interwoven family, all of which makes Bliss what a beautiful thing it is. Fingers and hands touching everything all over the place. We drum you all. So come on, Carol, get your act together. Now there are people that I need to mention that I like. For example, a great link, before Bliss happened, the place that we used to play was called Flanagan's. It's now the Buff, I think, in Prestwick, and we used to go there because it was a rock night. It's the only place that they would let you up on, you know, it was an open mic for rock players, but that's where we met this wonderful woman called Maggie, and so many things I could say about her, but I was trying to find a song that me and Mark used to play, because Maggie introduced us to this song, and Mike McDonald was the only person that ever liked it. He was the only person that ever, I say liked it, he would ask for it, but it was really not, we didn't play it. I don't know if we ever played it at Bliss, because it was quite long. Mark says it's too long and boring, but it was also quite, you have to listen to the words, and you needed quiet, and you didn't get that in the pub. But that was the Queen and the Soldier by a Suzanne Vega song, and Maggie introduced us to that, along with another song, Hedonism. Quite a few things she introduced us to, and she was some woman, and her and Laura became really good friends, and we, you know, much missed. So I can't play that because I haven't got it, but hey, Maggie, wherever you are, oh, I hope, well, yeah, she's in charge of tinkly keyboards, beautiful bell-like laughing, and hospitality, because when she was on form she was just the brightest button. And so I've got all sorts of things now. Did I cut this out? Let me just see if I actually made it. I did. Right, so I'm going to play this next, because another person that didn't come very often, he just appeared, and I first met the guy that's mentioned in this video, first met him at Flanagan's that I just talked about, where he turned up, and what I loved about him, I mean I think everybody that met him loved him, because he was larger than life. And even in Boroughfields, which was the tiniest little pub, tiny, no stage, it was just like a squishy, he played like it was a stadium. He gave everything, is all. Absolutely loved it. He was reliving his stadium days, and his name was Arthur, and he had the proud accolade of saying that oh God, I've forgotten his name, Eric Clapton played on his album. Is that not something? So his name was Arthur Lewis, and he loved Ayrshire, he loved Ayr, and he made his home here. He travelled all over the world, he gigged all over the place. He was quite hard to film and photograph. He wasn't very keen on that because he was a professional, and he did in his young days. He played when he stayed down in London. He played he played on the same stages as Jimi Hendrix and those kind of people. No lie. But he was an absolutely fantastic, and he would come along. He would turn up when he was in town, and universally loved. So this is a wee tribute to Arthur Lewis. And my favourite, the album that we loved it's Black Cat. If you look it up, Arthur Lewis, Black Cat. He's and he told this fantastic story, which I'm not sure. I don't know if I can repeat it properly because I'm not very good at remembering things. But he recorded Knocking on Heaven's Door right before Eric Clapton. I think well, anyway, let's just leave it there. Don't want any legal things. So here we go. This is a tribute to that man.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks, Carol. Yeah. A guy called Lewis, Arthur Lewis, used to come to Acoustic Bliss. I don't know if you remember the Black American guy. You remember Arthur? He passed away. I don't know if you remember, he used to sing this song every time he sang at Acoustic Bliss. I'm going to have a go at it. I just want to remember Arthur. Got up this morning, fell out of bed, trying to make it to the door. Wind was high, didn't have much time, trying to find a man to score. Then you came up the other side to brighten up my day. I knew right away this could be mine. Someone like you make me change my ways. Someone like you turn my nights into days. There you were, standing on a crowded street. You looked so good, but the air was bad. Walking through the fog, someone like you make me change my ways. Someone like you can turn my nights into days. Wanna thank you now, getting me back on my feet again. Wanna thank you now, getting me back on my feet again. Someone like you make me change my ways. Someone like you Bliss and Arthur Lewis.
Halfway between the north and the south, isn't it? And
oh, lovely people. Anyway, so that was Jonathan with his tribute to Arthur Lewis, because I know they were friends. And yeah, so it's a difficult balance, really, because, you know, it is. That's all I'm saying. So, not finished. Got things to say, got things to do, things to tell you, things to show you. So that, you know, we're sort of, this was people pre-Bliss, and actually my next clip is a nice jolly, it's a jolly bit of film. But I've picked this because I wanted to pay tribute to a couple of people, and actually this kind of, there are several people that would like this. And firstly, last year we lost from our musical community a man called Hugh, and he was he was one of the first players that we met when we started playing in public at acoustic events, and because he used to travel quite a bit to play, because it's hard, I mean, it might be hard to imagine, but there are so few places for acoustic players and solo players like that to play on their own, and so it's sort of like, you know, became a bit of a magnet. And anyway, so we met Hugh, very skilled player, singer. He had a massive, he was like a bit of like a human jukebox. It was in a band called Slider, and he joined the Duffy's Cafe Orchestra, Duffy's Gypsy Band. So it's before the Cafe Orchestra, and Duffy's Gypsy Band was a big ensemble, had a variety of different people in it. Italian fiddle player Francesca at some point, you know, all sorts, wonderful. And obviously now Duffy with the Cafe Orchestra, which is his latest ensemble, and that's been going for a few years. And they've just released, they had their album launch a couple of weeks ago when we were away. And yeah, so gypsy music. This is Duffy's Gypsy Band, and this is at the Wicker Man, and it's very jolly. It's only a short clip, but I've also played this because I know that if I was playing music as a tribute to people, there are several people that would have Duffy's Cafe Orchestra and Duffy's Gypsy Band on their list. So I'd like to dedicate this also, as well as mentioning Hugh, but also to Tall Andy. He had three things on his musical list on Facebook. One was Duffy's Cafe Orchestra, or Duffy's Gypsy Band, Acoustic Bliss, and Blackleaf 40, which are another band that locally that are awesome. Anyway, get a bit of this. Get a bit of this in ya.
I
So, little bit of Wicker Man. Summer, do you remember that? Summer clothes, dancing, and I don't, Ruth, if you're still there, just that you probably just missed the beginning, because yes, we're celebrating the lives of all sorts of people that have been connected to Bliss, and I was quite surprised how many there were. And what I decided was to, because not all of them were players, so what I would do would be pick music that I know that people liked, and where there was a link, and where there were links between them. Now, as you're there, I might play this next, because see, what was really wonderful about what is wonderful about Acoustic Bliss, and over the years, is that of course musicians met other musicians, and I can see something going on that I need to stop. Right, that's the one. Musicians met other musicians, and so yeah, the sort of the web, the weaving of the musical tapestry got tighter, because people brought their own, musical genres with them, but they also had, much wider taste. The thing, and so the people would play songs that you liked, and then you'd ask for them and all this. So I'm gonna play this next as Ruth is in the house, because I think, oh my lord, I don't know what I've done now. Oh, I don't know what I've done. Ooh, right, okay, right, I'm gonna, oh gosh, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm gonna play this next. I don't know what I've done. Right, I've done something. If you can hear me, I'm going to try and play this and see if I can rectify it. Oh lordy. Right, okay, let's try and play this. So web, interlinking, and finest tribute to fine men. Right, I don't know if you're getting this. Oh, I don't know what I've done. Ooh. No, my dears, I've done something strange and I don't know how to get out of it. Right. Oh, lordy lord, what's gone on? What's happened now is that my did I hit the wrong button? What's happened is that my screen has gone absolutely massive, but I can't see any of the other media bins, so I can't see what's playing anymore. So I don't even know if I'm streaming at this point in time. Wow, in fact, I've got to tell you, I've never seen this screen before. Fantastic tribute though, eh? For God's sakes. Right. Hold on then. I'm going to have to put this down just in case. If you can still hear me, I'm working on it. You can't see anything, but I'm working on it. So just stay with me if you can hear me. I've absolutely no idea what I've done, and I can't work out how to rectify it. So just wait a minute. I've never seen this screen before, so I don't even know if I'm streaming. Oops, not now then. That's dead. That's a video. That's live stream off. Oh, is that us back? Hey! Oh, for goodness sakes, don't say anything. Tony Vince, not a word. Right. Here we go.
Is Big Ken still here? He asked me to do this one. He asked me to do a song, but even if he's not here, I'll do it anyway. Said from Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. A girl could feel special on any such light. Said James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you. It's a Vincent Black Lightning 1952. Well, I've seen you at the corners and cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favourite colour schemes. And he pulled her on behind and down to Box Hill they did ride. Said James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. But I tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. For fought with the law since I was 17. Robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. Well, I'm 21 years, I might not make 22, but I don't mind dying, but for the love of you. And if fate should break my stride, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Come down, Red Molly, said Sergeant McCrae. They've taken young James Aid here for armed robbery. Shotgun blast to his chest, left nothing inside. Come down, Red Molly, to his dying bedside. Well, she came to the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of road, he was running out of breath. But he smiled to see her cry. Said, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Said James, to my opinion, there's nothing in this world beats a 52 Vincent and a red-headed girl. For Nortons and Triumphs and Yamahas won't do. They don't have a soul like a Vincent 52. I see angels and aerials in leather and chrome, swooping down from heaven just to carry me home. And he laid her one last kiss and died. And he gave her his Vincent to ride.
Thanks very much.
That, my friends, that is Mike McDonald. And he was singing that song for Ken, because Ken loved that song. He loved Vincent. What was the name of the song? Is Vincent Black Lighting. It's a Richard Thompson song, and actually it was Mike's song as far as I was concerned. You know how people have a song they sing, and that was, to me, that was Mike's song. And yeah, and he played that for Ken. Ken had gone home. In fact, I found a few clips of Mike playing that song and playing it for Ken, because Ken would ask for it and then he would go home. Oh, I love him. It's hard to believe that we won't get either of them playing live again, but not gone away, always here. So I'm glad you liked it, Stevie Duncan, because it's a beautiful song. And you know, we've had lots of laughs over the last year and a half, despite everything that's going on. We've tried to make it light, and I said at the beginning that, you know, it never felt appropriate last year. I just couldn't bring myself to play Moira Sly Show at any point, but it, you know, it just feels like today's the day to do it. So Mike died really sadly a couple of weeks ago. In fact, we were away, we were travelling, so I didn't find out for a week. And it's always going to be a surprise, even if someone's ill. And I know it's part of life. I know it's what we have to expect when we're getting older, but I don't like it. I don't have to like it. But having said all that, what is so wonderful is that, you know, I was struggling to choose, you know, to pick. I know what all of the people, there's like 20, I think there's 20 odd people on my list, this earlier on, of people that have left Acoustic Bliss and gone to the, you know, the gig in the sky. And so, you know, what's amazing is that I would not struggle to find either someone that played footage of them playing, or know what, you know, footage of other people playing that they liked. And that's, I think, a tribute to all of you, all of the people, all of the players, and the fact that a bit of a strange family, but, you know, nonetheless I was going to say distended family. That's not what I meant, is it? It might be the whiskey kicking in. An extended family. So I decided we'd finish at 10:30 tonight, because I know that sometimes people are working and go away anyway. So we're on the last. I've got 2 or 3 songs, but I didn't know. I couldn't work out how long tonight would take, and I've got, again, way more stuff. So I want to say now that I don't want, if I haven't played or mentioned someone specifically, please don't think that I think any less of anybody. That list that I put up, I mean, I think there's 21 or 22 names, you know, so even if I picked one song for each of them, it would fill quite a lot of time. I had hoped that I wouldn't speak, but I realised it's not, you know, I needed to tell you who they were. So we've got a couple of things that I want to play you before we finish, and yeah. So my next track is it's a little bit longer, right? But and it's not self-indulgent. It's not self-indulgent because it's not me and Mark playing. Although I have to say, Peter Pollock would have really liked to have heard "Time in a Bottle," but I wasn't able to find a proper version. And Freddie, who I mentioned earlier, Freddie, who used to come to the Boroughfields, and he came to the Firehouse a couple of times before he got poorly. He used to love A Case of You. He absolutely loved it, and I think I might have said this before, but I could make Freddie Bosley cry. I didn't know I could until I did, but Joni Mitchell songs, hey? So my penultimate person is someone who would have requested. He would have requested some Duffy's Cafe Orchestra. He would have requested any kind of blues. He probably would have asked for Cry Me a River by me and Mark. And he, my next, he's another. There is a layer, an age, a group of people from a certain time in history who, they were hanging around, especially if they were from the south. They would hang around the pubs and clubs before anybody bothered about young people going into the wrong places. And they, my next performer, went to the same bars and played in the same pubs as David Bowie. He knew Elton John before he was Elton John, and he always told me that he's a lot older. He's older than me, and stuff like that. And we had a friend in Coventry who used to I think he used to jump trains to go down to these places, and he would break in when he was like 14 to go to blues bars, and he saw Jimi Hendrix. So there's a whole raft of amazing older people who obviously one by one we're losing, but their legacy is still here. So my almost last act tonight is about 6 or so minutes long, and it might not be your thing, but it's my thing because I absolutely love this man. And the title of the song, he says at the beginning, this song's about me, and he wrote this, and the song is called Barred from Heaven, which just seemed like an appropriate thing. So please enjoy. It's the fabulous Martin Money, Mr. Blues.
Scotland. You did it. I've been writing this song since I was just 7, and it won't get no better, 'cause I can't go to heaven. Verses by the age of 11. When I got 15, it was out of control, and when I reached 20, I'd sold my whole soul. Yeah, I've been writing this song since I was just 7. Won't get no better, 'cause I'm barred from heaven. Is on, it's a tale of disaster. When I screw up lives, I'm the true master. From a handy to 30, it was topsy and turvy. Began all topsy and then all turvy. Writing a song since I was just a 7, won't get no better, 'cause I'm bad from heaven. Say that Rocco and my old friend John here have worked before. Riding the sun since I was just 7. I won't get no better, 'cause I'm bad. Oh yeah, the end of this story is all down to me. Sure ain't your fault how it turns out to be. The only solution comes to my mind is the impossible world, which I never find. The only solution, which I never find. I've been writing the song since I was just 7. And I won't get no better, 'cause I'm bad from heaven. And we're running out of drinking time.
Yeah. We're running out of drinking time. His last words on the Bliss stage. We're running out of drinking time. And that's kind of how I feel at the moment. But I guess it's life, isn't it? It is life. So I don't know if Ruth's still there, but Ruth was saying that, you know, she came and she saw that Jonathan was playing, and she wanted when Jonathan had died. He didn't. My celebration. In fact, I didn't call it a tribute because you know, words can mean different things to people. So I called it a celebration because what I just really wanted to acknowledge is that we, as a community, this is normal, isn't it? This is part of life. It's what happens. And we are just all so lucky that we have, I mean, I mean all of us, we're so lucky because we have this amazing body. I know, I mean, actually, I'm going to try over the next year to do more about putting it on on YouTube in sort of consumable form, because you know, the 3-hour live streams are long. But I've, you know, been toying with different ideas, and actually what was so exciting is the wrong word, but really sort of, it made me have a whole roller coaster of feelings looking at the names of people that we've shared our lives with, shared our music with. They've shared their music with us. I've got stories about all of them, too big and wonderful to mention. But let's just say that, you know, at the Firehouse, we also, I've mentioned the other people, but at the Firehouse we lost people we met at the Firehouse that we've lost. Stuart, Ewan, Ian Wallace, met him at the Firehouse, and Ian, if I still had time to play a lot more things, I associate Ian with, apart from the early session, but I associate him with Carl Bridgman, because it was Ian that introduced us to Carl and sent him our way. Little big man, Gavin Watt from Glasgow, we met him at the Firehouse first time, and Tony McCann, he came and played there. And then at the Trois Dogs, all of those people, because I would say, apart from Freddie, actually, I think, and Maggie maybe, almost everybody on the previous list, well, no, not everybody, but quite a significant number came to Acoustic Bliss at the pub at the Trois Dogs, so there's recordings of, but have to be found. But people we met at the Trois Dogs and loved were Alan. I actually met him before, but he came to the Trois Dogs. Peter, obviously, online, and then he also came to the pub. Big Davey, and he didn't play or sing, he was just part of our magic audience, and you'll see him, he's in the titles every week. Big fella, putting a hat on, laughing, and he's also he's immortalised, because in one of the Those Were the Days, I say that line, is that sad and lonely woman really me, right? And he shouts from the back, yes. Grand. And then, of course, our Willie, and Carla this year, Carla as in Bob and Carla, and Joan McKee. So we've lost all amazing people doing amazing things, but when I say lost, they're not forgotten. They're still with us all in spirit, and we're allowed to miss them, but we're also allowed to celebrate them. And it's interesting to me that I just couldn't face doing this last year, not at any point. I found it really difficult to even think about it last week. But if you've got a glass, let's just raise one to everybody. You'll have lost people that we don't know, that are, absolutely nothing to do with Bliss. So, they're part of our lives forever, and that is actually truly wonderful. So, I don't want to leave you on a bad note. So I found this, right, and it's it's a song that was played at a funeral. My connection to this song is that I went to see the film that this song appeared in, and I thought my mum would disown me. And there were actually pickets at the film, which is now just seems bloody ludicrous. Anyway, so this is today's live stream is not how I wanted it to be really exactly, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's the celebrate one and all. So I haven't finished with you, but have a bit of this to lift your spirit. And well, if you know it, you'll know which funeral it was played at. Not locally, but a fairly famous funeral. But I love this song, and and I love the man that sings it.
Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. And other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't worry, give a whistle. This'll help things work out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there is something you've forgotten. And that's to laugh and dance and smile and sing. If you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. Just remember it's a show and keep on laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life.
It's nearly over, 2016. It's nearly done.
Always look on the right side of life. Always look on
Whoa, that sounds. You got it the wrong way round. Always look on the bright side. And make sure your capo is on the right way round. That's the other rule of.
It ain't so bad, is it? Always look on the bright side of life.
Go on,
I'm gonna try that again.
2016. Get out of here.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Always look on the bright side of life. So, we're nearing. There's about 6 minutes, is it? 6 minutes left. We haven't finished with you yet. No, not 10. It's not 10. Oh, for goodness sakes, Mark. Right, you better keep playing. 10 minutes. For goodness sakes.
Let's do the other verse again. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. We're in a different key now, see?
Scary. But that's what's going to happen. 2017, a new key.
Remember, it's a show.
A new key.
Laugh as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on.
Find that note. That'll do. Somewhere near. Last time.
I'm going up another one.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life.
It'll soon be Christmas.
No, well it will. 366 days. No, 360 something else. Always look on the bright side of life.
I can't do this for another 5 minutes,
No,
Carol.
it's alright. Well, we've got a plan, haven't we? It's 9 bloody minutes. It's alright. We haven't finished with you yet. 'Cause we've is that the last? Oh, last one then. Always look on the bright side of life. He's got 24 frets. We can keep going. Oh,
How many more minutes?
We're gonna stop. No, we're not. So,
Oh well, thanks for trying, everybody.
Oh, I wonder how to do that. Anyway, so written for that film, Life of Brian. Oh, I got into a lot of trouble. Anyway, so thank you for your lovely comments. Yeah, and well, I'm not going to say any more. Just that, you know, I, Mark, and I guess all of you want to send all our love to the families of all the beautiful people that that we've lost and we're missing, and we're trying to look on the bright side, and I'm sure they are too. I want a special to Moira. It's not easy, but so despite all of that, we must always try and look on the bright side. And thank you for your nice comments. But I really needed to do this. I'm not quite sure. I know that there's 1 week coming up that I definitely can't stream. So I'll let you know, and I might try and anyway, don't worry about that. Let's just say to everybody, to all of them. Now, I should say that somebody said that they found, you know, there's been some bits that have been a bit harder than others, and so I'm going to finish with it's Moira, you know, it's the slideshow that I mentioned, but I've sort of added some bits to it, and so if you really can't face seeing the faces of all our lovely people, then now would be the time to say good night. But if you can, I would really like you to watch it, because there may be people, well, anyway, it's just, there are, you know, to all of them, I'm babbling now, but to everybody, to all of you, thank you, and thank you to them, and yeah, they're still here. You know, they're still here. So I will see you all very soon, and hopefully it won't be too long before me and Mark are back on form. And you won't have to suffer the indignity of my feedback every week. You can just get Mark's. So thank you for joining us, and yeah, to all of them, see you soon.
Bought myself a red balloon, got a blue surprise, 'cause hidden in that red balloon was a needle for my eyes. Took a long light from my eyes, and then to my surprise, got a blue surprise. Met his friends and you were so easy to get to know. Will we meet one another again? Oh my, I hope so. Made with toys for children, because a child I've got. Haven't any time for children, although I got a lot. Took a long light from my eyes, and then to my surprise, got a blue surprise. Met his friends and you were so easy to get to know. Will we meet one another again? Oh my, I hope so. Myself a red balloon, got a blue surprise, 'cause hidden in that red balloon was a needle for my eyes. Took a long light from my eyes, and then to my surprise, got a blue surprise, got a blue surprise, got a blue surprise.
Statue Square, Twaddock's Bar, you'll find it there. And Bailey guitars on a night like this, sweet sound of acoustic bliss. Carol sings to Mark's guitar, Jem smiling behind the bar, no worries. Cousin Bob singing bar, the smiles come free. Come along, bring your song, play guitar or an old baron. Banjo, flute, violin, piano, sax, just anything. Duffy rocks, Chloe rolls, Wolfie sleeps and Norman blows, no worries. Cousin Bob singing bar, the smiles come free. Absent friends, Willie and Ken, reminisce and laugh again. The song is sung, the day is done, but the memories will linger long. Behind the mask, raise a glass to live music and friends past, no worries. Cousin Bob singing bar, the smiles come free. songless days, shadows playing without a stage. And Bailey guitars on a night like this, how I miss acoustic bliss. Carol sings to Mark's guitar, Tom smiling behind the bar, no worries. Cousin Bob singing bar, the smiles come free. Life rocks, you gotta roll, play the blues and ease the soul, no worries. Cousin Bob singing bar, in Bob singing bar, in Bob singing bar, the smiles come free. One dog, two dog, three dog, four dog, five dog, six dog, seven.
Bob singing Bob.
One dog, two dog, three dog, four dog, five dog, six dog, seven.
Bob singing Bob.
Bailey guitars on three dog, acoustic, five dog, six dog, seven.
Bob singing Bob.
Bailey guitars on three dog, acoustic, five dog, six dog, seven.
Bob singing Bob.
Bailey guitars on three dog, acoustic, five dog, six dog, seven. Bailey guitars, acoustic bliss. Hi Bob.
2 Vegas, please.